eat dinner together for the.
No worries. What is going on, guys? This is Cut the Nets, episode 6. We are on our 6th episode. Great job for Brian and I, and of course we've got guests Chrys and Erik. Erik is new on the Back Sports page. Riders. We're excited to have him on the podcast. He's got a great vibe. And we're really excited to have him here. We're going to talk about, as you can see, the title is "Can Shannon Sharpe beat Dylan Brooks in a fight?" We'll see. we'll see. But other than that, we're going to talk about the Lakers trading for Rui Hachimura, and we're also going to talk about Jonathan Isaac's return to the NBA. We will also talk about, of course, our teams we write about: Knicks, Rockets, as well as what else did we talk about?
Nuggets.
The Nuggets, yeah. The Nuggets might be a finals contender, or they're just a regular season Phoenix Suns. We'll see. But yeah, we'll also talk about mid-season potential moves. I mean, the trade deadline is about a couple weeks away. A first huge trade happened with the Lakers and Washington Wizards. The Lakers traded away Kendrick Nunn, 3 second-round picks to get Rui Hachimura, which, I mean, my opinion, finally, they actually traded for a good product. Finally. Like, Kendrick Nunn was a non-factor. The Lakers are the 12th seed. LeBron is pretty much carrying the team. Davis, as you know, is made of glass. And anybody can chime in. Erik, what is your take on this trade here?
This trade was absolutely necessary. Maybe not necessarily the player involved, but I think this was an absolute steal for the Lakers. As much as I feel like the Wizards could have asked for a lot more. I mean, like a lot more. They got 3 second-round picks, and I know that seems like from outside looking in that is a steep price. But this guy right here has so much potential, and he's out. What the Lakers need the most is a perimeter. Is what they need, the perimeter shooting. I mean, they have very little productivity. Excuse me, when it comes to that. And LeBron, like you said, you're like LeBron is like carrying the team. No. LeBron is carrying the team.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the 2018 Cavs, but I mean, he's 38, so he's doing his best.
He's 38, but the man is on a mission because of the Kareem record right now, and the man is playing even harder than like a locomotive going through the lane right now. You try and get in his way, it's like trying to block Giannis. So I'd have to say I think what they're really missing right now is a perimeter shooter. I also think they're missing a bunch of key inside defenders. They've been surviving with that. Anthony Davis wasn't that answer anyway, but even without him, they're missing a key defensive, like same thing as like, I hate to use my own team, the Hornets in there. They need, either way, what they're missing is someone that is like an enforcer, a tall enforcer that's not made of brittle, like you pointed out. So I think it's a good trade though, overall.
I think so too. Go, Brian.
I was gonna say I love this trade for the Lakers. Rui Hachimura is a 13-point per game scorer, 1.2 assists per game, shooting 48.8% for the field. The only knock on him is he's not the best 3-point shooter, 33.7. But I think not only is this trade good for the Lakers, but I think it is good for them long term when Davis comes back, because I think what they should do is be able to stretch the floor more. Anthony Davis should play the center, and then Roy should play the 4, or Hachimura should play the 4. And like Erik said, he has a ton of potential. He was a former top 10 pick, and he's a good player that gives the Lakers more balance of scoring. Obviously, LeBron's still going to be the anchor, the backpack of the team, but it gives them some more additional scoring. I think the only thing the Lakers need, and they should have got him when they got Russell Westbrook, is they should go after Buddy Hield, but one of the best shooters for that team. I think it's a great fit. But on the opposite side, on the Wizards side, don't really understand what they were doing with this trade. I guess maybe draft like cap space and like more draft capital with the 3 seconds, but because Kendrick Nunn is just not really a good player. And I know he is on an expiring contract, but I don't see the need either. I think, like also Eric said, the Wizards could have got more. So I don't really understand this trade unless it's a salary cap or just want to build on more draft capital and build for the future. But it's going to be interesting to see. I definitely don't think, and I don't think the Lakers or expect them to be done. I think they're still going to be making another move, but it's definitely a good trade for them, and they're finally going the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, you got anything to say while you're making your food?
I know, man. I got a lot going on. Apologize.
It's all good, man. All good.
What you making, Chris? Tell the people what you're making.
Oh yeah,
they want spaghetti, man.
they want spaghetti. Classic.
So, that. But I got a question for Eric.
Yes, sir.
What do you like about Hachimura? What do you like about his game? What do you think he can bring to the Lakers that we don't have?
Oh, so I'm taking it you're a Lakers fan. All right, I didn't know that. No. Oh, I didn't know that.
But I like all hoops though. Don't let it fool you.
Oh, no, I love all hoops. I'm a Hornets fan, but you gotta love all of it, or else I would never like the Hornets ever. So else they know. No, the Lakers, man. When it comes to what he brings is a perimeter presence, and it spreads the offense or spreads the defense out, the opponent's defense out, which is what they really need. Because right now, one of their biggest problems is offensive rebounds. They cannot get offensive rebounds. The Lakers can't. And it's like, and they weren't when Anthony Davis was there. And I agree with Jeremy as well. I mean, like, dude, they need someone like Buddy Hield. They needed Buddy Hield. They still need Buddy Hield. The dude is, I think he's more important than this current trade. But at the same time, I think getting the Wizards, the reason why the Wizards got rid of the Wizards got rid of him so cheap is because I have a feeling there was something in the locker room because they didn't renew his rookie contract and they drafted him so high. So if there's a reason, and he doesn't have a hardcore injury background, so there's obviously something there. But the Lakers are in desperate need of that, and like you were asking me, they need to spread the floor out. And he's not a bad three-point shooter. He's not a terrible one, but he's also very athletic is the good thing. And he's not a bad defender. He needs to bulk up. That's the big thing. If he bulks up, he can be a good number. He can be a good 3-yard or 3-forward. Excuse me. He can be a good 3-forward, and I think that won't be an issue. But the Lakers had nothing to lose in this trade. Is just what I'm saying. And I think it won't do anything but help them, but it will barely help them, though. That's what I'm saying.
I got you. Well, I think my personal opinion, I think this is the Lakers taking a chance. Obviously, we're guard heavy, so somebody had to go. Obviously, we got Russ, we got Dennis, we got Pat. Lonnie's going to be coming back, and don't forget Reeves is going to come back. So none has to be the odd man out. So Lakers got to take a chance. Yeah. I'm not looking at Hachimura for his offense. That's not why we brought him here. We're not going to expect him to score for us. We need the versatility. So somebody to play alongside Bron, AD, somebody that's long and athletic that can keep guys like Aaron Gordon off the glass, keep the team like Memphis off the glass. As you mentioned, rebounding. We're not a bad rebounding team. We're not great, but we're not horrible. We get AD back. We'll be up there. Thomas Bryant's playing well, but like I said, his versatility, man, that's what we need. We need. You
remember back earlier in the season, they talked about that Pacers trade with Buddy Hield and the center. I can't remember his name.
Miles Turner, yeah.
That trade would have been. People said, I won't do a lot. I'm like, no, that would do a lot more than what they're doing. They don't need to trade the bank away for him, trade the whole thing. But they have a shooter in Buddy Hield, who's also a very productive defenseman, and Miles Turner is a great protector. I mean, I thought that would have served them, especially when Anthony Davis is made of literally chicken bones. I mean, it's ridiculous. The dude cracks faster than wishbones, chicken bones, everything. It's like, so I mean, you can't rely on him. Like someone even like DeAndre Jordan, not now, but back when he was better, would have been good. I mean, they just need like an enforcer, you know? That's what the Lakers are missing is a grittiness. That's what I'm thinking.
I think the potential starting lineup of I guess, do you want to keep Russell Westbrook on the bench? Is that I mean, I know he's not right now, but do you want to keep on the bench? Yeah, so probably Schroeder, Lonnie Walker, we got LeBron, we got Hachimura, and then Davis when he comes back. I think we're going to have either Hachimura as a power forward and Davis as a center. I know that Davis doesn't like to be the center, But I mean, he's taller than Hachimura, so that's a pretty decent starting lineup, barring Davis's injury issues. Schroeder's actually doing pretty well, a lot better than his second season with the Lakers after they won the championship. Or sorry, his second season with the Lakers. So I really think that this might be a nice addition, especially considering where they're at and their seeding, 12th seed. They're expected to contend for a playoff seed at least.
They what?
A playoff seed.
They what?
Yes, they're expected to contend for a playoff seed.
We're talking about play in or play off. What are we talking about?
Playoff seed.
They're
expected. If they go from the 12th seed to the 6th seed, that is
what we're talking about right now. They're missing Caldwell Pope so much right now, and Kuzma. They
didn't realize how valuable those players were. Hell, you know what they should have done? They should have traded for. They should have gotten Kyle Kuzma in that trade too.
I agree.
They should have given more first rounders for Kyle Kuzma and Rui. Like,
But then
what are the Wizards doing? What the
stupid-
hell are the like?
How
Seriously,
stupid would the Wizards look, or not the Wizards? How stupid would the Lakers look? Like it's like when you sell your furniture and then you realize you wanted it back. Like all of a sudden, you look stupid. I mean,
But it's not. But you guys got to realize we had him already. Kuzma's not a good fit for us. People who think about the people who have left under since Bron's been here. You can't flourish playing with him if you need the ball in your hands, man. Not too many guys are able to do that. Now think about it. We've had him. We've had Brandon Ingram. I mean, those guys wouldn't be who they are if they continue to be in the purple and gold. So
That's
I
fair.
think I got to look at it that way too. And going back to what Jay said, Jay, we're not 100% that Hachimura is going to start for us, man. We don't know that. He may not start. That's my honest opinion. I think they still going to. I think Lonnie, when he comes back, his job is still going to be there. You're going to start Schroeder, and I think you're still going to start Pat and let Bron and AD play the 4 and the 5. So we don't know if Hachimura. I think his depth coming off the bench with Russ and those guys is a better look. But I could be wrong.
I agree with
You
Chris.
think the Lakers are top heavy?
Chris is right.
You think they're top heavy?
No, I don't know if I'm right. This is my opinion. Go ahead, Jay.
I think you're right. I think that he's going to come off the bench because he's just there and he needs to work his way into the rotation. That's what I was thinking. Hachimura. I mean,
Gotcha.
That's just my opinion.
Did y'all watch the Grizzlies game
yeah.
against the Lakers?
Oh yeah, of course. Let's get down.
That was a really good game, but also the refs were kind of questionable with the calls that they were giving, especially to Dylan Brooks. I saw a tweet about Dylan Brooks. He was complaining about how the refs were giving him a fair share compared to the opposing players.
I know.
And as many of you guys may know, Shannon Sharp took exception to that and was taunting him the entire game. And then even eventually he taunted the entire team courtside. Steven Adams got pretty upset. Dylan Brooks was ready to throw some hands.
They didn't even eject. They didn't even eject Sharp. He was on the court. They would eject players for that, and he was on the. They would eject any fan. I mean, good lord, the guy was on the court.
It would have been a lot more embarrassing if they ejected Shannon Sharp off the court. It would have been a lot more embarrassing. He would have had to probably give an arm and a leg along with that apology that he gave at.
Yeah, I mean it's because Sharp's a LeBron guy, so obviously he was gonna be animated, but.
Yeah, he's a LeBron ass kisser for sure.
At least he's not Skip Bayless. If he was Skip Bayless, then I wish they had put him in iron or something. Sorry, I'm heavy.
You guys think Skip Bayless is just just asking for being just trying to be a contrarian,
Oh yeah,
just for the sake of being a contrarian, just for money reasons. I don't really think he says what he believes. Really, I think he's just doing it just to.
Well, I mean, it's funny you say that actually, because I and a couple years ago, I learned that in a class that I took, that people, sports analysts purposely say something that will get the crowd going, just because if you agree with someone, if you agree with your co-host, it's going to be boring entertainment. That's why First Take is so big, because Stephen A versus Max Kellerman. But I also feel like there's sometimes where Skip Bayless crosses the line and takes it too far. I think the worst thing he's ever said was the comments he made. Other sport, but the comments he made about Dak Prescott when he lost his brother.
What about the part where
DeMar
Hamlin he collapsed in the field and then Skip was like, "Play the game." keep on playing. Why are you
Yeah, and
wasting
then the worst
game?
part was when everyone was like making fun of him about that, and like he even like followed up a tweet and saying like, let me explain myself. I'm not wrong. I'm not apologizing, but this is what I meant.
And then he like just completely continued to dig more of the hole that he dug himself into.
Yeah. So that like might be legit, but I don't know.
Yeah.
He's an ass. I mean, pardon my French. He's an ass. I mean,
okay, we can curse on here. We're not going to get
Say, oh,
demonetized. We're not going to like. We don't make money here.
that's true. Well, you know, I try to be careful.
Not yet. Not yet. That is.
Stephen A. goes way too extreme. He's like trying to be like the, you know, he's the quintessential Steelers fan, and I like the Steelers too. They're my second team. But you know what? I hate Steelers fans, and I don't hate the Cowboys, but I hate Cowboys fans. Stephen A. is like the quintessential loudmouth Steelers fan, and Skip Bayless though goes beyond it. He's just an idiot. He just tries to get a rise out of everyone in a negative way. But
you know who Stephen A.'s favorite team is for the NBA?
Yeah, the Knicks. I know. That's what I was.
The Knicks.
You always want to shut him up. Say like, "Hey, how are the Steelers doing this year? How are the doing?"
I was trying to make a transition into the.
He's also a bandwagon Alabama fan. I'm like,
yeah,
from New York. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah, let's talk about the Knicks, Brian. How are the Knicks doing?
Oh God.
All right, so a lot's happened with the Knicks. So since we last took off on our episode, they that Raptors game. Oh no, I did the Raptors rant, but lost to the Wizards in a rematch. That was when we found out Mitchell Robinson would be out 3 weeks. Glasshead Robinson with another injury, typical. Then they took another rematch with the Hawks, lost in Atlanta, and then lost in Toronto. So I'm gonna follow up another Scotty Barnes rant because apparently he loves torching the Knicks now. So Scotty Barnes, man, I mean, great player, defending Rookie of the Year, but he is just not. And we talked about this a couple episodes about trash talk. He said, and I quote about actually not quote because it's paraphrased, but because I'm not too sure what he said, but he basically said something along the lines of like, oh, because RJ Barrett was guarding him, and Scotty Barnes, both probably muscle-wise and height-wise, is bigger than RJ. But he goes, I love this matchup for me. I'll attack it every time. RJ Barrett had more points than Scotty Barnes, despite the loss, and RJ Barrett had a higher field goal percentage. RJ Barrett in that game had 33 points, I believe, 30 points on 55% field from the field, and Scotty Barnes had 19% on like 43%. So it's still an efficient game. I guess you got the win. But when you're coming at a team and attacking a franchise, and you're like, you can't back it up because basketball is not a one-man sport; it's a team sport. So you got help in that. And when the Knicks, the team that you're trash talking, are 2 games over 500 as a 7 seed, and the Toronto Raptors are 6 games under as an 11 seed, I feel like back to the trash talk. You still got to grow. You still got to earn your right. But an interesting thing about the Knicks, aside from Scotty Barnes and the Raptors, Obi Toppin. So he's kind of, especially lately because of Mitchell Robinson, kind of stepped up big, getting more minutes. He even made a Instagram or like a post or like a tweet about it, about like talking about his struggles because he hasn't been playing the best basketball lately. I was actually advocating giving some of his minutes to Jericho Sims because I'm a big fan of his. I think he can develop into a bright spot, especially with even Isaiah Hartenstein slumping. But Obi Toppin was asked about his slump, and like he honestly couldn't even give like a valid answer. He thinks it's because of confidence, so he worked on just shooting the ball more. And against the Raptors game, he hit 4 threes in a row, or like instant 12 points, and then he gets subbed out. Like that's going to mess with your confidence even more, and it's just another reason why I'm not the biggest Tom Thibodeau fan.
I just don't get why coaches do that. Like, especially coaches that we have a huge, I guess I wouldn't say disdain. That's a word, disdain. A huge disdain for coaches that see their players get hot and then take them out.
Yeah, it's one thing. I didn't watch that game, but it was one thing if it was an energy thing, like if he was tired. But the man's hot. He's hot. Keep playing.
Ride the hot hand.
Exactly.
You know, the word you said, disdain, the word is irk. It irks me. It irks someone like it may not be my team, but it irks is what it is. Like
I'm sure it irks a lot of fans too. Like, but again, we're not the coaches, so we don't really know what they're supposed to be doing.
Hey, I'll let Chrys go before me because I've taken up a lot of time. But I'm just like I have my own.
You're good, man.
I have my own thoughts on Tom Thibodeau, so that's it.
But Jalen Brunson, once again, other appreciation. He's been balling, I think.
How did he do, man? Jalen Brunson appreciation. By the way, for people who don't know, we do a Jalen Brunson appreciation mode.
Yeah, I got my stats on Jalen Brunson. Just looking forward to this appreciation. Just letting you know.
He's playing
him and
well.
Randall have been balling. They both have the most points scored in the Eastern Conference. So they've been doing their thing. They actually, I think it was either Clyde Frazier or Wally, but one of them gave the duo a nickname. So R&B. So I'll be now referring to Randall and Jalen Brunson as R&B. So they've been balling. I just wish we could have more help outside of them. But next game is tomorrow. We actually got a tough stretch. We're tomorrow home against Cleveland, and then we play the Celtics on Thursday. So
it'll be two testy games, especially against two high-seeded teams. And the Knicks are sort of falling shortly into the 7th seed. So we'll see where they're going to be at.
But Chris, we got the Lakers next Tuesday, though. So
what's that?
Well, that's a win for sure.
Tuesday, so
that's a win. That's a win.
Whoa, dude!
That's definitely a win.
You said the Knicks to play the Lakers?
Yeah, at the best arena in the world, Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square. Okay, much respect.
All right, if it's at MSG, I got the Knicks. If it's at Staples, I got the Lakers.
Actually, it's called the Crypto.com arena now.
I don't care. I'm still called the
It's funny how crypto they got Crypto.com arena, and then now Crypto.com is no longer a great blockchain crypto exchange. Like every crypto blockchain exchange is completely down the shitter.
That's crypto for you. It goes up.
That's your crypto corner moment. All right.
I'm not a business advisor. Let's just
this is not financial advice, guys. But speaking of coaches who don't know how to give minutes to their players and ride the hot hand, is Steven Silas, everybody. Steven Silas. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, Chris and Brian probably know.
Yeah.
I like to rant on my Rockets. This is the Rockets rant now. We have the Jalen Brunson appreciation moment. Now we have the ranting Rockets moment.
I know. I prepared, baby.
We'll work on the names, but I actually don't have anything bad to say right now about the Rockets. As much as I've already said in the previous podcast episodes, we know who our star player is now. It's Alperen Şengün.
Well, yeah.
We know who he is. Yeah. What he's capable of. But the one thing that I really just now irks me, Eric, thank you for giving me that word, irks me, is the fact that whenever they lost their 12th or 13th or however many straight game against, what was it, I forgot who they played. Because they lost so much, I kind of gave up on them.
You know who it was? It was the Hornets.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I saw a tweet, actually. I saw a tweet of one of the Rockets beat.
It was
us. Yeah. All right. Calm down, you 15-seater. Okay. All right. So I saw a tweet of a Rockets beat writer. They posted, it said, this is the NBA Finals game of the year. Rockets and Hornets, NBA Finals game of the year. And I was hoping we would at least pull out the win. But I realized that the Rockets are trying to get Victor Wembanyama, okay? Yeah. They're trying. All right. They only have a 14% chance to get him if they have the least, the lowest record in the NBA. But there's one thing that Steven Silas said after the post-game loss interview that really just irked me. He said, "We're finally seeing what Alperen Şengün can do because last year he focused more on scoring." What? Scoring?
Wait, repeat it, Jim? I didn't hear. Repeat that.
So I'm paraphrasing this, but Silas said about Alperen Şengün and his capabilities. He went 7 of 9. Okay.
He's solid. No, he's Şengün solid.
He's cold.
No, against the Hornets. Against the Hornets, he toasted us.
Oh wait. That was not the Hornets. That was a different team.
No, but it's like, okay. It's like he against the Hornets though. He had like 41.
No. They played against a team after the Hornets. I want to let me just address my embarrassment. The Timberwolves. God damn the Timberwolves. Okay. Jesus. See, like it comes to a time where a Rockets fan just kind of just gives up and considers that okay, they're going to lose every single game, and of course they lose against the Wolves. But Şengün, he went off against the Hornets. Scored I think 30 plus points. Did really well.
41.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his career high 41 points. That's right, 41 points.
Career high. Yep.
That's right. So Şengün to this one, he got 19 points and 16 rebounds. Still a great game. 7 of 9 from the field.
Great game. Yeah.
So getting back to what Silas said. Silas said that Şengün was focused more on scoring in his rookie season.
Is that true though? Wait, but is that true?
That is not true.
Okay,
that is absolutely not true.
It's a weird statement.
Like he had 20 minutes. He scored 9.6 points per game. He was his rookie season. He wasn't focused on scoring. He was trying to do what Silas is now giving him the keys to do. Finally, he was trying to do that last season, but wasn't given many chances or touches. It was all the Jalen Green show and KPJ.
Well, what was his attempts though? I mean, I don't know this. I'm going to defer to you. Like, did he put up a lot even though he didn't make a good percentage? I mean, maybe that's what
he was 47% from the field and 24.8% from three. If I will go to another website and look up like more in-depth stats, I mean, he only scored. Had 21 minutes or less. He had 9.6 points per game. Honestly, I think he was mostly just a role player. He wasn't really sought out to be like the baby Jokic of as everyone knows, as most basketball players are calling him, namely Nicholas Batum, who's a glorified role player.
Don't.
Yeah. So we only saw the potential of Şengün towards the last stretch of the season, but of course, as you may know, a lot of tanking teams win more games in March and April because a lot of teams don't really care unless the teams that are seeded want to place themselves in the right seed to play the favorable matchups against teams that they're good at in the playoffs. So, yeah, that's what Silas said, and I think he's just so far gone. He just doesn't really. I don't think he's all there as a coach. As a person, sure, he's a regular person. I'm just not sure if he sees what every Rockets fan is seeing and Rockets reporter reports and knows in depth is seeing. I'm just not sure. However, I also wrote an article about John Wall's interview. What's up? You have a hand up? Go ahead, man. What's the question?
So what would you like for Coach Silas to do differently?
I'm actually curious. Yeah. What do you
make Şengün the facilitator, put KPJ as a sixth man, okay?
Ooh.
Put KJ Martin, make him a starter.
No.
Okay.
KPJ is not a facilitator.
No, your lineup doesn't support that. That's the problem.
No, I want to hear. No, let me hear what you got to say, Eric. Go ahead.
My bad.
Go ahead, Jay.
KPJ is a streaky player. He reminds me of a Jordan Clarkson. Okay, that's why I see him as a good sixth man. He can hit 25 straight points one game and then do 5 points the next game. I just don't really see him as a good potential point guard. If he wants, he can be a shooting guard, but that's for Jalen Green. Jalen Green already has that spot. And so if you put him at the one, then he's just essentially another shooter. If you want to place him at the one, sure, in the starting lineup, sure. But then, he's going to want more. He's going to want more touches, and he's going to have more plays ran for him. And if he hasn't ran through Şengün, I'm not sure KPJ is going to really be cool with that.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think Porter Jr. is a part of you guys' future? Because I don't.
I don't think so.
No.
When I say that, I don't mean him being like the big three with Green and Şengün.
I mean, like I don't think he'll be on the Rockets. Like if somebody wants to get him, they'll get rid of him. Jalen Green's off limits, and I think Şengün's off limits.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Do you think he's a part of your future as far as like on the roster, like somebody that you guys can build with the next 4 or 5 years?
I don't think we can build with him. However, if he wants to stay, he's going to have to take a decrease in minutes and lead the second unit.
He'll be on him.
Okay, I respect that.
Okay. For the point guard position, I think I wrote an article about a month ago how James Harden wants to come back. That is crazy. That is fucking crazy.
Not a
But
chance.
hey, you know, he would make the team a lot better.
Yes.
He would give. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who will take the point guard position. We don't have a point guard right now. We don't have an actual point guard.
I got a couple of ideas that
Ty Washington, maybe? I don't
well,
know.
none of them are going to be. By the way, I don't hate the Rockets lineup. It's what they're missing. Their best shooter is Eric Gordon.
He needs to go. He needs to be traded.
Well, poor Eric Gordon. Oh, he's just coasting at this point. He's 30 whatever years old. God knows. I love him though. But Devontae Graham from the Pelicans is going to become very much. I think he's still in the Pelicans, so I'm not mistaken. Because I think he's on his contract here.
Yeah, he's on the Pelicans.
But he's not getting a lot of playing time. But I think he's a good facilitator. He was on. The only reason that the Panthers, the Hornets got rid of him is because we had Terry Rozier and LaMelo Ball. But I love that play, and I love him on the Pelicans too. But there's other players as well that are just going to be like, oh, Pat Bev is not going to. He's not a facilitator. He's not a facilitator. But I'll tell you what. The Rockets. I know he already played for him, but he's a mercenary and he's a great defender. I
won't say that he's just because he's been on the Rockets. I don't want it's not that I want him to have like a second stint. It's just that I don't really see the reason to have him on the team. I just don't really see that. There's yes, he's a veteran player, but he's not the right veteran player.
I agree.
He's kind of like Eric Gordon to me when it comes to veteran leadership.
Oh, that's not fair.
In terms of play, he's capable, sure, but Gordon is starting.
Yeah, but Gordon's still a great shooter, though.
He's a great shooter. No, don't get me wrong. He's a great shooter. He's just not placed in the right system for himself. He needs to be placed in a system with a playoff team who can make him better and not have him just be the best player in the team when it comes to shooting efficiency. You got Jalen Green chucking the ball and doing ISOs and it's just not cohesive. You got to give the ball to Şengün, make him facilitate, play through him, build around him, add Jalen Green, put KJ Martin in the starting lineup. He deserves a spot. He's been phenomenal. He's been great. For athletic purposes, you got Jalen Green who can shoot. He's a streaky shooter, but he'll get better with time. KJ Martin's athletic. He's also a good defender. Şengün, he's a great facilitator. He needs to work on his defense. It's still kind of like Jokic, a little bit lackluster. Dude, Jokic is not that great of a defender.
It's not bad. It's not a bad defender.
He's an average, if not slightly below average.
I mean, he's
Jeremy.
He's pretty good, actually.
What's up?
Speaking of Şengün working on his defense, is it safe to say that Anthony Edwards, a.k.a. Kermit Wiltz from Hustle, owned Şengün?
Dude, he did. He owned his ass.
There were some times where he had Anthony Edwards on all fours. There were some times.
Anthony Edwards, though, isn't known as a defender, so I would hope he is. But he's not a bad one. Again, he's just ridiculously athletic. But he's also –
No, he is. I'm not the biggest Anthony Edwards guy. I think he's kind of a nut in the media saying, like, how easy the NBA is. Like, there was one time where the Timberwolves his rookie year played the Knicks, and, like, RJ Barrett had a chance for a buzzer beater, and he's like, oh, we want this guy shooting. And then, like, saying he wishes he played football at Georgia instead of basketball, and, like, he wants to go to the NFL. I don't know. I just think he's saying too much for a rookie that needs to prove himself. But, I mean he is an athletic freak, though, so, like, I guess it works out. I don't know.
Everyone's gone there. I mean, look at Joe Burrow for all the time he's been there, and he backs it up. Anthony Edwards has done nothing but back it up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Burrow can walk it off. Like, he can talk the talk, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to each their. If you can back it up, then go out and do it, But Anthony Edwards.
How has he backed it up, though? He hasn't done it. Burrow's
he's on an AC team.
Well, that's a different thing. No, true, but he's the best player on that team.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be, though.
He's a healthy player on that team because Cat's on that team.
I think he should be on a different team. And Edwards should be on a different team.
I agree.
He should.
No, I think that you move Cat. You don't move Edwards. You move Cat.
Really?
Oh, you can.
Yes.
You know what? Actually, yeah, Cat's been on the team for 8 years now. Like he's been.
Hey,
He's only been to one playoff. Been to 2 playoff series and like lost the first round.
If I'm the Timberwolves, I want to move Cat because Cat is your center.
What?
You got,
but Cat hasn't done much. Cat is awful on defense.
No,
I didn't say that.
Yeah, and another thing to add to that, remember, this is the guard-driven league, y'all. You have to have somebody that can make a play with the ball in their hands on the perimeter. Cat's not that guy, and what Jay said, he can't stay out of foul trouble. On top of that, I mean, he's just not. He don't have that dog mentality. I think Edwards does.
You're right. That's fair.
But,
and so they have Gobert, which is awesome.
Well,
And they get some draft capital back, which they lost in their extreme trade for Gobert. Yeah. They traded Cat. And, you know, I mean, I know a team that would love to have Cat, you know. I'm just saying.
If I'm Minnesota, I move him and D'Angelo Russell. Both y'all can have both of them.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't want
that's a big trade package there for sure.
I don't want
because like you move Cat, then Gobert's back to being Gobert.
That's what I'm saying. Because
good.
Yeah, I mean, like another thing too is like, and I forgot to say this when I was talking about the Knicks, but they've been saying like because the Knicks are trying to get to the playoffs, so they're not just gonna want to sit back and just have like poor big men. And I saw that Milwaukee was open to trading Serge Ibaka. If I'm the Knicks, I'd go for it. I'd try to bring in Serge Ibaka.
No, Brian. For what? Well, he can't help out Tom Thibodeau.
He's just another player that played really well 10 years ago. That Thibodeau.
Yeah,
but he's like a good defender and he can just fill in a need.
Like, not anymore, though, Brian.
Here's the problem about Tom Thibodeau, and this is just the facts. Tom Thibodeau, ever since Chicago to Minnesota to New York, I love the fact that he's loyal. That dude would bring out any player that he'd bring any player that he used to coach out of retirement just to play on his team. Taj Gibson should probably be put with formaldehyde and mummified at this point. I love him, but geez, that dude is absolutely ancient for basketball, and he's still playing. I mean, and Thibodeau is just like he'll get Joakim Noah out there, and he'll dust him off. Get Derrick Rose, hoping that his knee is finally like robotic or something. I mean, it's ridiculous. I respect his loyalty, but damn, the Knicks need to get rid of Thibodeau, man. He is like, he's going to run them into the dirt because he's just not willing to change. His defense doesn't change either.
Yeah, that's why they should have never hired him in the first place. They should have hired a guy like Mark Jackson or Kenny Atkinson. But Chris, back to your point. I mean, as right as you are, Ibaka is past his prime, but I just, from a defensive standpoint, don't trust Isaiah Hartenstein defensively, and Obi Toppin, who's getting more minutes as the backup 5 than Jericho Sims. So like, it's just like, and like those guys at their centers, like Capella, Onyeka Okongwu, Pascal Siakam, they just got picked apart, and whatever. And like the Knicks' apparently biggest trade rumor right now is Alex Caruso. I don't get why. Like, we have good defensive guards already, and Quickly and Deuce McBride. Like, I don't know how much of an upgrade Caruso is over those guys. And he just got cooked by Brunson. Like, it's Tibbs' defensive-mindedness that just frustrates me. Like, if you want to get a defensive-minded player, go and get Ibaka. You need a defensive big man. Or play Jericho Sims and just not make a trade at all. I just don't understand it. I mean, yeah, it's whatever. But
He's a glorified role player. Alex Caruso.
Capella would be.
Chris left, I believe.
Capella would be. Yeah, he bounced there. Capella would be y'all's best player to get, but Atlanta's never going to let him go, though. I mean,
yeah, no, they're not.
I mean, and although,
Chris actually going back. Never mind.
There he is. Plum Dog Millionaire did dominate the other day.
What's up, Chris?
Oh, it's my bad. I gotta head out, y'all, man. I gotta finish doing what I'm doing to help the lady with something. So
okay, man. All right. Well, thanks for having your input. Appreciate you for joining the pod.
Man.
See you, Chris.
All right, see you guys, man. All right, take
care. All right, cool.
I'll say what Capella. I will say about that. I mean, Plum Dog Millionaire Mason Plumlee handled his ass a couple games ago, and I'll tell you what. Oh, and we'll pivot. if with respect to the host, if it's okay, pivot a little bit to my team, who sucks as well. But
Go ahead. Yeah.
Still good. Anyone notice Mason Plumlee's his increase in efficiency recently? I didn't notice it until the other day. He is starting to average in the last 3 games. He's averaging, I'm not mistaken, well over a double. He's gotten like 14 rebounds. I think he's gotten like 11 rebounds.
Yeah, I love Plumlee. I think he's very underrated. Also a great fantasy basketball pickup for me. So
at the end of the game, when Trae Young is trying to get the game, inbound in, I saw Plumlee. I can't show you on the whole camera. He's like, "Wah!" He's just. It's like I saw him do a white Jordan over here.
He's having his best season of his career.
I mean, he even did a spin move. He did a spin cycle.
He's got the most. Well, yeah, he has the most minutes of his career. He's going to the most points of his career, the most efficiency of his career, and the most rebounds of his career.
I know. It is just wild.
That is crazy. I had no idea.
He shoots with an opposite hand now. And I thought it was just the free throw. No. Even I saw him do not a jump shot, but a set shot. Even when he got it, he's like, wait, I'm open? Okay. And puts his left-hander up.
That is crazy. I mean, Mason Plumlee's a name I haven't heard in a long, long time, like Obi-Wan Kenobi style. Like I have.
I can't do anything. I'm a Carolina fan, a UNC fan, and I still can't help. My brother can't stand him. I'm like, he's not on Duke anymore. I don't care.
I got a question for you. What do you think of Michael Jordan?
The player or the owner?
the person, not other players.
Really? The person himself? Oh,
yeah.
That's
as the owner of the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, okay. I was like, I mean, I don't know him personally these days. You know, we used to smoke cigars and show. No, as the owner, I think he's got the right idea going forward so far. Like he's relinquished some control. Like hiring Mitch Kupchak was a great hire. It's shown to be a great hire. I mean, that's why I think we've been in the GM department. We've been doing it. I don't necessarily agree with Steve Clifford coming back. I mean, I get where he was coming from, but I don't like it. I like Steve Clifford. I just don't like the hire. I think, and I don't like the fact that the guy from the Warriors, I forget his name, the offensive coach for the Warriors. He reneged on us like a real ass. That's a real unprofessional move, but I don't even mind that. The Hornets' real big problem right now, I'll keep to Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan is improving as an owner. Totally, he's great at promoting. He's a great marketer, great promoter. They're worth a lot of money right now just because of him.
So people go to see the games a lot more because of.
This jersey right here is
okay. Yeah, the jersey's fire.
Doesn't make it fire. Yeah. And people don't even know what it actually means. It's because Charlotte's the mint city. It's the original mint of America. Yeah. So that's why they do mint green and gold. But in terms of ownership, he's got a while to go.
He's been the owner for over 10 years now.
I know.
After the Charlotte Hornets went from the Bobcats back to the Hornets.
You're right. But you know what? He does at least make us talked about because he's Michael Jordan. That's the only thing I can give him. It's better than because I'm not saying not talked about, but he's Michael Jordan. You're gonna talk about Michael. He's at a game. You're gonna look at him.
But when you talk about him, you don't really talk about his ownership history. You talk about his playing history.
You're right.
Besides the Wizards.
No, you don't have to. Besides the Wizards. Hey, I got to watch. That was the only Jordan game I was old enough to be able to go see. Jordan is not a great owner. You're not wrong. I mean, the Wizards or whatever he was, but Hornets, I think he's been better. I think as long as he relinquishes control and actually trust people like Mitch Kupchak is a great GM. He is.
Oh yeah, he's won the Lakers championships.
Exactly, and I think he loves the fact that he's an independent, small market, not independent, small market. But I mean, I think losing Miles Bridges was a real harsh to the mellow right now. No pun intended. That was unintended. Harsh to the mellow.
It's funny.
He was our leading scorer, and once you lose
Yeah.
that guy, and he was also a very good and powerful defender, I don't blame Michael Jordan for that. Our team looked good, and they were exciting to watch last year. They were the highest scoring offense in the league, but they were also the worst defense in the league as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you take the good with the bad. I don't know.
That's kind of what you do.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw this video on TikTok. This guy was at this like fitness gym, and I think it was like this basketball camp for kids, and he was asking all these kids. So when I say mellow, who do you think?
Oh, I saw this. Don't get started on it. Don't get
Oh no, I want
started.
to hear what. What did he say? What did he say? Now I
So,
want to hear.
he asked these little kids, it's like at a basketball camp, when you think of Melo, who do you hear? Every kid said LaMelo Ball.
Like
Yeah.
2 kids who were like probably at least 14 years old said Carmelo Anthony.
Which is the right answer. It's the real Melo.
You know what sad thing is? Because of when I was born or when I started really being hardcore. Sorry, I was laughing. I spit a little bit.
It got me. It got me. I was gonna wipe it off.
I actually think of Carmelo at the Nuggets first. Truthfully, I know that sounds wild, but because when he got drafted, I watched the draft when LeBron was wearing his massive white suit, and Carmelo was second. You know, I mean, I remember I thought that actually Melo should have been Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean.
But
he gets like the representation in New York just because like the big city, like it was like one of his opportunities, and then his 62 career high against the Charlotte Bobcats, and then pretty much coining the 3 to the dome. So
had to put the Bobcats on there. Come on, no one.
I think we should. I think we should like change this the title to shitting on the Charlotte Hornets.
No one counts the No, we'll keep it with Bobcats.
Oh, don't worry. I was a big Kemba Walker and Josh McRoberts guys on the Bobcats. But
what happened? I don't know about Josh McRoberts, but what happened to poor Kemba Walker? That poor guy. I don't know what
came
happened.
to New York.
I know. You're right. Yeah. Poor guy, man.
He just got cut by Dallas, right? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. He's such a nice guy. I've met him a couple of times. He's a nice guy. He's just, and he's a great player. He's the Hornets' leading scorer in history, like in all franchise history. I was actually at that game. The reason I went to that game is, and you know who it was against was LeBron at Cleveland. Or wasn't at Cleveland, it was versus Cleveland. And we lost that game. Go figure. But, shocking. But that guy was like, oh, man, I hope we sign him back. Then we didn't. And we ended up sign and trade for Terry Rozier. That's Mitch Kupchak for you. I mean, because Terry Rozier is a monster. I don't know if y'all don't get the chance to watch him because he's not on like national.
Yeah, we don't watch much stuff.
Dude,
if I went out of my way to go on streameast.is, I would probably do. Yeah.
Just like look at like YouTube highlights videos of like Hornets highlights or Terry Rozier. The dude is like a street baller, but polished. Like he's
good. I mean, my favorite thing about as much as I like watching him, as much as I like LaMelo Ball, my favorite thing about the Hornets is Erik Collins, best announcer in basketball.
Oh my God, yes.
No, I love Erik Collins, but he's
so good.
He's the biggest jinx ever. I hate how he will before every play that should be like the Hornets have made 8 straight. Oh, we are the. I'm like, shut up, dude.
he just has passion for the team he broadcasts.
I love it.
Oh my God, I literally watch Charlotte Hornet highlights just because of.
No, you're right. He's great.
So
he's great. He's great. He just needs to chill out on the jinxing. Like he's made 8 straight free throws. I'm like, all right, shut up, dude. What is wrong?
Yeah. No, I mean, I love him when he does like the LaMelo Ball highlights. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Or Bridges. He does great with Bridges.
The Hornets might be signing Bridges back very soon. And they're going to give him for an extreme discount at this point, which is, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about his situation. I mean, I do, but I have my own thoughts, but we don't know.
It wasn't like domestic violence or something, or like a.
It was domestic violence in front of his son, or against his wife, high school sweetheart in front of his son. But there was like no real, I don't know. There was like not a lot of evidence except for her word against his, and took him for, I don't know. It's a lot of he said, she's. I don't know, because he's like a really nice guy too. I met him at a press conference one day, and it was. I don't know anything other than the press conference, but he was nothing but just courteous. But sometimes, you never know. So
people are different in their personal life compared to their professional life. So
people,
hey,
you never know. Sometimes people deserve a second chance. Michael Vick got one, and you know what? I'm also biased because I'd love to have him on our team right now. we are
Vick?
Miles Bridges.
Oh, no, not Vick. I was like, I was like, okay.
This ain't Madden 07 all over again.
Yeah, I was like, this is not 2009. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's funny because Allen Iverson and Michael Vick went to the same college or the same high school, and they both played quarterback, and they were both top 10 recruits. Allen Iverson actually was higher recruit in football than he was in basketball. He was quarterback.
Yeah, he wouldn't have liked the practices.
No.
Football.
I don't think anyone likes the football practices.
He definitely would not like the practices,
especially
talking about practices and with Philadelphia.
Oh God, no one likes training camp.
We're talking about practice.
Practice. Talking about practice.
You were just here, so we wouldn't get fined.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask y'all though. All right, give me your top 5 teams, power rankings, top 5 power rankings in the league to this point.
All right. Jeremy, you want to go first?
I got to think real quick. I mean, look at the standings.
All right, I'll go first then.
That's cheating.
You know what? I won't. I'm not looking. I promise. I'm not looking. Seriously, I'm not looking. People
number
were watching
one, I'm probably going the Boston Celtics. I think they have the best all-around roster. They got to the finals last year, and they upgraded this year, getting Brogdon and Derek White. So I think that they're best all-around roster. They're the best record in the league. 2, I think, is probably I don't know. The Denver Nuggets. They're a great team. Jokic is on pace to win his 3rd MVP, 3rd in a row. 3, probably put the Brooklyn Nets. I think they had that huge stretch of wins in a row. I think it was like 13 games or something. I think when Durant comes back, they're probably the best 2-headed monster in the league. 4, I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks. Can't bet on Giannis. I think the only thing holding them back is I think Middleton isn't playing his best ball. I think he needs a better supporting cast. And then I've been on this team for my number 5 since before the season even started. Might be a hot take, but I just think they need to be healthy. Is the Los Angeles Clippers. I think that the healthy big 3 of John Wall, Kawhi, and Paul George is championship contender. But with all those 3 players, being healthy is a big if. But I think if they're all healthy and they play together, they could shake noise in the playoffs.
Okay.
Especially at their seeding, which currently is 4th. 6th. So I think they have the potential to go on a run because I think that's what they're doing with all this load management too. They're just trying to save them for the playoffs.
If we took a time machine and went back to 2014, I would be right there with you, man. I would actually place them higher.
Oh, if we went back to 2014, they are most definitely higher. And probably the Warriors.
Instant final, like Miami Heat style. Like, yeah. I'm saying 2014 specifically because Kawhi Leonard came to his own in 2014.
Yeah.
But my 5 is a bit different. I'm putting the Grizzlies at number 1.
Ooh, that's a good
Grizzlies at number 1. I've been onto them since the season started. I think they're going to go to the NBA Finals. I really do. I think they missed an opportunity to beat the Warriors because of maybe some ref interference, an injury to John Morant, and because ref interference got Dylan Brooks out for a game. Of course, yes, that injury to what's his name, to
Desmond Bain.
No. Last season.
Oh, Steven Adams.
No. my gosh.
All right, you're
The
fired.
son of the point guard for the Supersonics. My God, Gary Payton Jr. Gary Payton. Gary Payton. Good God, my brain.
Gary Payton,
the second or the third.
third.
Yeah.
The third. Yes. So that injury, I mean, you could be on one side saying Dylan Brooks should have been completely suspended, which he did, or maybe not. It just depends. He's a hard-nosed player. He plays very tough. If Brooks played the entire series, they probably would have taken it to 7 games. If Morant was healthy, they probably would have won in 7 games.
I don't know.
I just gotta say, I really do. I feel like the Warriors got off pretty easily, and then they sort of caught fire in the finals. But yeah, I'm gonna say the Grizzlies number 1, Celtics number 2. Of course, can't go wrong with them. They went to the finals last season, as Brian mentioned. The Robert Williams situation is still. That's why I'm putting number 2. It's kind of iffy to me. The Robert Williams situation.
Not just Robert Williams, but Marcus Smart now too.
Marcus Smart too.
I don't know. I think he's more important than Robert Williams. They're used to playing without him because I feel like he's going to be plagued the rest of his career. I hate to say it. I hope he's not. But
I mean, that's true. But I think with they have so much guard depth. And I think that Robert Williams, especially in the Eastern Conference, that's very big man dominant, like Joel Embiid, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. I think he makes more of a difference because I don't trust Al Horford to guard any of those guys.
Yeah, Al Horford needs.
He's 37, 38. He needs
he needs Bengay just to get into the game, right?
Yeah, yeah. He needs cortisol shots every 5 minutes.
Yes, I think Robert Williams needs more of an impact than Smart, just because Smart's good defensively, but they have guys like Eric White, Malcolm Brogdon. They have tons of guards.
He's also they have size too. They got Jason Tatum who can do really well. They got of course they got Jaylen Brown as well. So
for the record, I hate Marcus Smart. I cannot stand Marcus, but I cannot stand him. I cannot stand the way he plays. But I have to admit, I'd be a terrible writer if I did not at least stay impartial and say he's a great defender,
defensive
and a great instigator.
But he's also the worst actor in the world. He's also a really good team. He's a great leader. So he does rally his team. He's vocal, whereas Jason Tatum is more the stoic type, but lets his play. I love Jason Tatum, and I'm a Carroll. He's not in Duke anymore, so I love Jason Tatum. He's awesome. But all right.
I didn't name my last 3.
Oh yeah. Wait, yeah, that's right.
yeah. So we got Grizzlies, Celtics at 2. 3, I'm gonna go with the Nuggets. I'm not really believing in them in terms of finals contention. I think they're on a hot streak. Jamal Murray's back, of course. You got Michael Porter Jr. You got Aaron Gordon. Caldwell Pope is like a fucking he is like one of those players that doesn't really do much besides what he's supposed to do, and his team just elevates. Not sure why. But the Nuggets, the 3rd seed, even though they're the first in the West and first in the NBA, or the Celtics are first. I haven't checked. But,
I think Celtics are first.
Yeah, but they're the best in the West right now. They're on a hot streak. However, they've had some playoff mishaps against the Suns, against the what was the other team?
Hey, it's your list, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, the Suns beat them quite a bit in the last couple of years too. I forgot who they played last season. I'm drawing a blank, but I just don't really see.
Was it the Warriors?
Was it the Warriors?
Who are you talking about?
Warriors beat the Nuggets. Didn't the Warriors beat the Nuggets last year?
Nuggets played them first. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So again, I really feel like they'll fall from the playoffs. I just don't think that they have that Mamba mentality for the playoffs. I think they're just a regular season team winner, like the Phoenix Suns last season. Also ripped to the Suns. They're completely falling apart. Side note. Ford is gonna be. I want to say the Milwaukee Bucks. With a team that has Giannis, they're pretty much playoff bound every single season. I don't like their guard depth very much. Chris Middleton is kind of an issue. I think Giannis is pretty much on an island where he has players that play well under him. He doesn't really have a co-star. He's got a defensive anchor in Drew Holiday, but that's pretty much it. And then Giannis is pretty much carrying the rest. Shout out to Pat Connaughton, by the way. He's not bad.
That Collins is good.
He's really good. Grayson Allen is a piece of shit.
Oh, don't.
Yep.
No, I do hate that piece of dude. What he did to Caruso, and he did it in college too. Fuck that.
Okay, so yeah, they're number 4, and then 5 is the Nets. The reason why I'm putting the 5 at the Nets is because either one of them, Kyrie or KD, are going to get injured. Ben Simmons,
Jeremy's favorite team.
Yes, my favorite team. That's why we have cut the Nets. That's the podcast. That's where we came to from. Thanks to Brian. I just don't see them going far into the playoffs. They hit that 12-game winning streak hot streak that actually got snapped from the Bulls, which was kind of funny because we talked about it and we thought that they may go for another 2 more games in their hot streak and have 14 games winning, but then maybe lose against the Celtics on the next game. But no, they lost against the Bulls that very night. Of course, you got Durant injured with his annual MCL sprain or worse. I do like their bench. That's why I'm putting them at the 5. I do like their bench. Kyrie is going to do Kyrie. Simmons, you just can't trust him. He's going to be pretty much a triple single kind of guy. Triple single. I just don't really see the Nets really going far in the playoffs, especially if they're, if they have 1 or 2 of their teammates out that are vital. Their bench is going to pretty much carry them the rest of the way. Yeah, that's my top 5.
Okay, the Nets are about as reliable as a 5-year-old condom that has been out in the sun. So I'm just gonna let you know that.
Did you wait on that joke? Did you think of that joke for like the entire time I was talking about the Nets?
Actually, no, I really did just come up with that one a second ago.
Oh, okay. That seemed like a joke you were like waiting to say.
No, I just literally came up with that. Fine, I'll come up with that. All right, fine. They're about as reliable as a wooden ladder that's been sitting out eaten by termites for the last 30 minutes. All right, so I mean, I just like, all right, dude, the Nets never can stand. I don't know what y'all are doing. Y'all are looking at like it's basketball. They ain't a fantasy basketball. They never can stand to the court. It's ridiculous. No, go with the Nets. No, I'm sorry. I mean, with them, it's like shooting craps. I mean, it's like you ain't gonna get a hard 8 every time. You know what I'm saying? The thing you're probably going to get is a hard nothing. All right, so here's what I'm going to show you. Here's what I'm going to show you. And
he wrote it down, by the way. He wrote it down.
Oh, I did this for the football cast too. I even did illustrations.
Oh, okay.
It's like my shtick. It's my shtick. There you go.
All right, this is what you like to talk about. All right, cool.
Number 5. Hey, it's a podcast, ain't it?
Oh yeah, of course.
So number 5, and I know it's not popular, so I'm ready to get shit for it. But the GS Dubs.
Golden State Warriors. Ooh, okay.
I know, and that's the only one that is not logical on my list. I know, I get it. It is absolutely not logical.
You're just riding that wave, riding that magic.
Listen, I love Curry, but I just think they lost so much depth on their bench for them to.
I get it, and I get it. I understand the illogical thinking on this, but I just never can go against them because they find it, man. They find it, and it's still only not even halfway through the season, and the West is still up for grabs. All right, well, I'll get to that in the list, but say there are people that are just that. All right, number 4. This is my cheap ghetto graphic. Okay, number 4, the Bucks.
The Bucks. All right,
the Bucks. The reason I go with the Bucks, like my friend over here said, Jeremy. Giannis, man, best player on the planet in my opinion. Overall, not scorer. I mean, Durant, when he's healthy, is the best player probably, but Giannis overall is the most dominant player on the planet. The guy he's learned how he's able to adapt. He can shoot now. He can shoot free throws finally. What irks me so darn much is the fact that Middleton just can't get on the court. I mean, it's just ridiculous because they are missing that wingman so much right now. So, but I will say Connaughton is stepping up his game. So is Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday, in terms of his offense, he's already been a great defender. He's a great person, truthfully. But I don't know him, but from everything I've read about him. But now he's stepping up his offensive game. So I'd have to say, but they really need some help wing wise if they're going to try and make a push, because Brook Lopez isn't going to be obviously the enforcer in the middle. He's become a face up 5 or face up 4, depending on what you want to say. But Giannis, never count Giannis out. Same as Steph. All right. So but that makes number 3, the Grizz. Grizz are, enough said.
Yeah.
Grizz are awesome. If they can stay healthy, Desmond Bane, an extremely valuable asset to Ja, and he was on the what do you call it? Name that player on Shaq on TNT.
Who we play for?
Yeah, that's it.
Who we play for? Yeah.
He was on that for years, but now he's finally stepping on up, taking a step in, and he's kicking ass right now. I mean, the dude is like one of the top 3-point shooters when he's in. He's got to be in the 40. I don't know the stats, so I don't want to do it. He's got to be like a 43% 3-point shooter when he's in. But he's also just taking the relief off of Ja, and Ja can, and we all can agree, Ja can get in there, and he's more athletic than anyone else. He's like Russell Westbrook used to be, but not as muscular, but more athletic. So he can cram that thing. It's his dunks just blow me away. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were in the finals this year. I would not be surprised, especially with having.
Team.
There you go. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they're not my team to go there. I think I don't know who mine is actually at the moment. That's a different question. But I think that the Grizz have just as good of a chance as any team in the league to win the championship right now. But Steven Adams is a great anchor, which is what they need. Desmond Bane, great complimentary player. Yeah, I think it's a great team. Number two. I won't even use the other paper for this. I'm just going to just use my hand. If you can see it. Denver
Nuggets.
The Nugs. The Nugs, man. You probably saw the top one anyway when I was doing it. But the Nugs, man. Dude, they're Murray, him staying healthy, keeping him there. He's a beast. I mean, and not just him, Eric Gordon is playing out of his gourd, or not Eric Gordon, Aaron Gordon, excuse me. Aaron Gordon is playing out of his gourd, right? That was unintentional, I swear. Aaron Gordon is playing out of his gourd on right now. So he's that was not intentional originally, but he's learned how to take the perimeter shot. He's not just looking for the strike to the basket, the slash. He's playing better defense. And it's not just him and that. It's also Porter. Porter is playing incredible right now as a complimentary player. I almost put them number 1. I really did. But it goes in Jokic. Jokic goes without saying. Just goes without saying.
I don't trust him. I just don't trust him.
You don't trust him.
The playoff history has been something for. The playoff history has been.
Have you seen his numbers? Have you seen the way he's been playing? The dude has been having
in the regular season.
He's been having triple doubles the way that fat guys eat burgers. I mean,
in the regular season.
Like,
in the regular season.
Dude, he's eating them up like White Castle burgers right now. Get out of here. What are you talking about? Oh my God. You're tripping. Hey, you know what? I'm not worried about him right now because we would have said the same thing about Luka Doncic last year. You know what happened? He went in there. He's like the fat guy at the Y that you wouldn't want to guard, but he ends up kicking your ass. That's what he is. That's what Luka Doncic plays like. He's deceptively slow, but he can just score. And that's the same way, That's the same. Jokic is like this stiff dude, but he can make everything, I mean, he makes it happen,
In the regular season.
We'll see.
In the regular season.
One, y'all already guessed it. Boston, man. They're too good. They're on a hot streak, and Tatum is on the best season I've ever seen in his career. It's incredible. Jaylen Brown. As long as Jaylen Brown doesn't get too pissed off for them trying to trade him, I mean, other than that, Boston probably would. I'm not going to pick a finals. I'm not going to commit to it, but Boston would be. It'd be Boston or the Nuggets. Those are my two picks for the finals right now, if I had to pick. But Memphis could easily be there. So there you go. That's my top 5.
Okay.
What do you think? Am I wrong? What do you think?
Warriors, I've got no idea why you got them on there.
What do you just wait? Which the Warriors? Oh, that's just That's just
they have
That's a
three. Okay, so the big three, if you will, aren't as good as they used to be, except for Curry. But Curry is injury prone. But when he's on the court, he's amazing, lights out. Klay Thompson, of course, he had the ACL and Achilles tear. Not the same person as he was. His legs aren't as good.
Have you seen his numbers recently? He's just
on defense. On defense,
he never was good at defense.
Oh,
doesn't make anything different.
What?
Klay Thompson?
Klay Thompson was an all defensive team player in his prime.
Was he really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Was.
Then I did not know that. Then
I just had a
okay,
Steve
well, you know what?
right now. What the
He's
fuck? Klay Thompson was the reason why the Warriors won 2015 Finals. He guarded LeBron.
Now you're tripping. No,
he guarded LeBron. Steph Curry was a non-factor.
Iggy was the biggest reason on defense and Draymond and Iggy.
Yeah,
Draymond
had his first breakout season. Klay Thompson was very good. Okay, Iggy
good.
was pretty much guarding LeBron, and Klay had Klay had a defensive prime from 2015 to 2019 until he tore his ACL.
I'm not saying that he wasn't a good. All right, you know what? I was wrong about that. I didn't know about the all defensive thing, and if that's true, that's true. I mean,
he still was a good shooter. Okay, don't get me wrong, but like
he's getting better. He's on the recovery up.
Yeah, but like his defense is not going to be there anymore.
He's never like an elite defender, as people call it.
He's an elite defender.
He's an elite. He wasn't Pat Bev in his heyday. In his heyday. It wasn't like that. He wasn't like Drew Holiday.
I would suggest you check your stats, my guy. I really
do. It had to be stats. I see. No, Pat Bev and Drew Holiday were.
Pat Beverly is a pest. He's not a defender. He's a freaking pest.
What the hell's the difference?
He's like a Marcus Smart light. And Marcus Smart, yes, defensive player of the year, but he does all the things that are he does like all the things that are like he does the acting job. He also is like Klay Thompson isn't a rough guy. He just knows how to defend very tactfully.
Okay, fine.
That's how he defended his games.
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Marcus Smart, Pat Bev, they are more like pests. They're like tough, like grit and grind players on defense.
You need those people. You need those.
Sure.
What's the difference between that and a good defender being a pest? What's the difference?
The difference is you're not going to like try to instigate people. You're not going to try to foul them all the time. Yeah. Klay Thompson was more of an off-ball defender. Pat Beverly was trying to like taunt all the players he was defending. He wasn't a good off-ball defender. He was a good on-ball defender.
That is bull. And you know that.
Yes.
He was great. He's a great on and off the ball defender. And he still is a good one now, but he was a great in the Rockets or the Clippers, he'd get in that ass and he would not let you go. No. Do not try that. No.
Ryan, what do you think? We're gonna like end this pretty soon, but what do you think before we go?
I mean, I was with you on
first take moment.
I was with you on the first. Oh, so does that make me Molly? Damn. I was with you. I was with you in the first half, Jeremy, about like Klay being a great defender and you don't have to be a pest to be a great defender. But like Marcus Smart, I mean, I would take defensively Klay's prime over Pat Bev, but I don't know if I'd take it over Marcus Smart because Marcus Smart was the first guard to win Defensive Player of the Year since Gary Payton. So it's been a while for that position. But Klay, like I'd say Klay's like wasn't like the biggest part of them winning the finals, but like he definitely was the best defender and he guarded the best like offensive player on that team. But
besides LeBron, I guess he had LeBron a couple of times. It was mostly Iguodala.
Iguodala was the best defender. And second would be Draymond.
Yeah,
Draymond.
I mean,
that's pretty much what the Warriors don't have anymore. They don't have defense. Draymond is a shell of himself.
Kevon Looney did a great job last year when he was covering on the down low. The dude did a great job. He's not a bad defender, although
he's not. But like, I don't trust.
He's all right.
I don't trust their depth. Hey,
Yeah.
by the way, I do agree. My list gets extremely shaky with the Warriors. That was a hunch. I agree. I will not defend that. I will not. No pun intended. I had a lot of pun stuff here. I will not defend the Warriors pick. That's just a hunch. But you're right. They don't have depth right now. Kuminga has not been stepping up. Wiseman not stepping up. I agree.
Yeah. Moses Moody, same thing. I mean, they also lost. I mean, they got Dante DiVincenzo, like, okay, but they just lost too many guys. Gary Payton the second.
That was a big one. That was a really big one right there.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
I mean, it'll be interesting.
It's a hunch, but I other than that, the top 4 I am definitely confident in. The other ones,
It's wishful thinking.
I just like Steph.
I love Steph. He's probably my favorite player.
I have to admit now, it was a little bit it was a little bit biased. I have to admit. It was. He's from Charlotte. You know, I love him, and I just hope he does better. All right, fine. You caught me. I got biased. Okay, you got me. But the top 4 were 100% impassioned.
Okay, well, if you had to pick a 5, what would it be?
Oh, shite. All right, the same 5. Oh, the number 5. So let me make sure. All right.
Hey, pick a wild card team. Pick the Miami Heat.
I'll take the Golds out. I'll look. Miami Heat. Actually, they're not.
Dude, they're always a 500 team in the first 2 months.
They're getting better.
Then Spoelstra decides to put on his coaching thinking caps on, and then for the next 3 months they start to rise up in the season.
Sixers. Number 5 is Sixers.
All right, Sixers. All right. I mean,
Because
James Harden.
They're on the up and up, and
Okay.
Embiid he's just getting better and better this season. As long as he stays healthy, then and Harden keeps facilitating, then I think that Maxey stays healthy as well. I think they have a very good shot. I mean, at least to make it to that. I think they're better than the Heat at the moment. That's me.
I mean, yeah, record-wise, sure.
They're just record-wise. I think
the Heat could scare you. The Heat could really come up on you quick. I really think so.
I mean, it could go either way. It's a coin flip. But
the
Warriors still are number 1. You know, obviously.
Okay. I want to reiterate the fact that I didn't call Marcus Smart a pest. He has the capabilities of Klay Thompson, but he also has the capabilities of Pat Beverly. He's got both. He's a pest. Like, he's a pest at heart, but he also learned how to be more defensively beneficial to the team in a tactful way. I think that's a more accurate representation of Marcus Smart.
Brian, I want this for the record that he did say that. Actually, I want this.
I said he's Marcus Smart light, which means that there are some things that he doesn't have that Marcus Smart has. But for the most part, Marcus Smart light is Patrick Beverly.
Which is also a bet. Yeah, whatever. That's right. Liar.
That's like saying Kyrie Irving is not Kyrie Irving. That's like saying Deion Waiters is like Kyrie Irving light. You know, because like he has good scoring, but he's streaky. But Irving can be consistent with his footwork and his dribbling. Deion Waiters was one of the best one-on-one players of the NBA in the 2000s, 2010s.
That was a terrible comparison. If you're going to do anything, you went with like Rozier earlier, where he's a good ball handler and a good shooter, but not as good as him. If anything, I mean, like
Deion Waiters was great when he was a Cavalier.
I'm not saying he wasn't bad. I'm just saying I wouldn't compare him.
But I would definitely say light. Do you understand light? What that means?
I do. I used to drink beer. I used to drink light beer. I stopped drinking it because if I want to drink water, I'll drink water. I mean.
We gotta.
I think your argument's light. That's what I think.
Okay, light. Okay. All right.
LITE, light, son.
Okay. Well, this has been fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this podcast quite a bit. Thanks for joining in, Erik. Appreciate it. You joining on the call. Oh, by the way, Erik, do you have a Twitter?
I do.
Make sure you change your name and put the @ next time. Actually, do it right now, so I'll have it all recorded.
No, it's not the it's not like I'm putting this in because this is my podcast name, but I will put it in right as we speak.
Yeah. So that way we can get that on there, and so that people who watch the video can check out your Twitter.
Absolutely.
But yeah, follow me on Twitter, JR_Gretzer. Follow Brian on Twitter at Brian Ramos 0219. And then follow Erik on Twitter once he gets that changed.
Livengood, my last name 09 at gmail.com. I'll put it on right now, though.
Oh, Twitter, not Gmail.
Oh, sorry. It's still Livengood09.
Livengood09 at Livengood09. Okay, cool. So just the Livengood and then the 09 at the end. This is Cut the Nets, episode 6. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Have a great night. Stay safe.